Pinpoint asteroids in orbit, then hurl y'all thousands of miles an hour towards it.
Very humble of you.
Hey, Rumpus. Hey, Rumpus.
Yeah.
How about you ask Witsit if non-stop Southern Hemisphere flights exist?
Well, okay, we'll ask you. You heard that question, Witsit. Do you believe that?
I never said I didn't. I said that the only time, like if you say most of the ones that you bring up, you go along the trade wind, go along the jet streams, and then it takes like 3 to 5 hours longer to go back through, and they're like the most rare flights in all of the Earth.
Is it just me or is it breaking up?
No. You claimed they didn't exist, didn't you? You said you couldn't find them?
No. So we were talking about, you brought up a specific one. I was like, can you cite it for me so I can look into it? You didn't do it.
And then what he did in his video, let me tell you what he did. Austin, let me back you up. Here's what B-Ball did in his video. You said there's no nonstop flight from Sydney to Santiago, and B-Ball showed a nonstop flight from Santiago to Sydney. I mean Johannesburg, from Sydney to Johannesburg. That was your exact words, and he showed a flight from Johannesburg to Sydney. And said that fucking here's what Austin said didn't exist. So that's not what Austin said. Austin said from Sydney to Johannesburg.
Austin said non-stop flights. There, he said no. He said there are no non-stop flights.
That's what he said. Let me get Johannesburg.
So are you gonna? So do you want to walk? So do you want to walk that back now?
You see what he just posted? You see what he just posted? Earth is Life. He posted it. Then the guy says, "Gotta lie to Fleur." Think about the delusion, right? Because I just now looked it up, and when you click on that, you type in direct flights. You go to buy the tickets, and you click on it. It's got one stop in all of them. So you guys want to walk it back now, or you guys want to show where it doesn't have a stop?
Talking. Do you want to?
Because you guys make
back
lies about me, and I end up getting frustrated because you guys are liars. Just like he's running around saying a lie about me.
Not lying. You said there were no. You said you couldn't find any non-stop flights.
You're just saying
B-Ball, in the video you made, it had Austin saying that there's no non-stop flight.
God, like actual honest. Yeah, but you still won't be honest and say you were wrong about the existence of non-stop Southern Hemisphere flights.
Okay, so I'll address it again. So when someone brought up, first they said Sydney to Santiago.
Johannesburg?
No, that wasn't how it started. So we talked about like 3 or 4 flights. And then someone brought up Johannesburg. I had never heard that one specifically. I'm like, I don't know. Does that flight exist? And then someone said, there's a difference in direct flight, nonstop. Because they can say direct because it's just going to that destination alone, but they still make stops. So the Globers fought that, then admitted, okay, yeah, there's a difference. So then I asked, okay, can you just cite the one where it says no stop? And then none of the Globers could. I said, have you guys ever looked into it? And they said no. They said they hadn't even looked into it. I'm like, so why are you making the claim about the flight if you haven't looked up to make sure that there's a nonstop? And no one answered. And I said, no, this is what happened objectively. No one answered me. And then I'm like, okay, can someone just provide the screenshot? Should be easy just to look into this nonstop flight so we can go from there. Still no answer. So then I went and tried to look it up. I looked up like 3 different websites, and every time I went down to the specifics, it kept on saying that there was a stop. Even direct flights, they're sold as direct flights, but it kept on saying 1 stop, 2 stops. So I took a screenshot, and I said, everyone that I've seen shows stop. I said, does any of the Globers have anything else? No one responds again. So then I'm like, okay, just for the flat earthers, no. Don't get real nervous and scared when they bring up flights like they have some home run, because oftentimes, just like this, they end up getting refuted, and they get real quiet because they don't actually look it up before they make the claim. That's the actual context. Are we getting refuted right now, though? I wasn't claiming that there was or wasn't. I'm saying I couldn't find any, and I had just looked into it. Admittedly, during the conversation, I said I'd never looked into it before then. And you've gone around, clipped me out of context, and strawmanned me, just like Rumpus strawmans me because you guys have to lie about it. You see what he just posted? Earth is Life. He posted it. Then the guy says, gotta lie to Fleur. Think about the delusion, right? Because I just now looked it up, and when you click on you type in direct flights, you go to buy the tickets, and you click on it, it's got 1 stop in all of them. So you guys want to walk it back now, or you guys want to show where it doesn't have a stop?
Okay, so now do you want to walk it back and say that you were wrong about the existence of Southern Hemisphere flights?
I never said anything about Southern Hemisphere flights as a whole. I already said that I've seen the Sydney to Santiago. I said I had a supporter offering to pay the $7,000 for the plane ticket. It wasn't actually available. I was going to fly there like 3 years ago. I was going to fly there like 3 years ago. Then someone brought up Johannesburg. I had never heard that one specifically. I'm like, I don't know. Does that flight exist? And then I said, I never looked into it before then. I said, I never looked into it before then. I said, I never looked into it before then. You couldn't book it. I'm like, it seemed like a super rare, hard to get flight for one, because I was actually going to go on it. The difference is I actually want to know the truth. That's why I just now map this out on the globe. I'm going to then compare it. I'm going to compare the different possible routes. I'm going to see the frequency of the path and both ways, etc. Because I actually want to know the truth. I wanted to get on the flights and actually want to know the truth. You guys just believe things before you even look into them.
No. Trust me. I have looked at this, and I've looked into this very extensively. The distance between Johannesburg and Sydney is 6,800 miles. 6,800 miles. 63 to be exact. The flight takes the flight takes between 11 and 13 hours, 10 and 14 hours. They're depending on which direction you're flying. Now, if you do the math, it always comes. Hold on, Brian. Wait, Brian.
Yeah, my bad.
If you do the math, it always comes out to about 12 and a half hours.
No,
but you're looking at travel time, bro. You know. Sorry, go ahead.
But anyway, so what's the difference? Formulate your point like an actual debate.
The difference between the going which direction, of course, is the jet stream.
Yeah,
it takes longer to go which way. This flight wouldn't be possible on the map that you guys claim where flights make more sense.
Formulate it exactly. Formulate it. Why wouldn't it make sense? Formulate it like an adult.
Because you claim that there's flights that make more sense on a flat Earth, right? Which flights are those? Okay, which flights are those?
I already showed them. Just like there's 13 emergency landings that don't make any sense on the globe, like when they land in Alaska, etc.
Okay, but these flights specifically, do they make sense on a flat Earth?
Let me show you one that doesn't. I just posted in
Brian, wait.
You asked a question. I'd like to answer.
I'm talking to Witsit right now, Brian. Please.
Yeah, but you asked the question.
Brian, I'm asking Witsit right now. Brian, I'm asking Witsit right now. Does this flight make more sense?
This is a group conversation, man.
Brian, hold on. Witsit, does this flight make more sense on flat Earth or a globe?
Make more sense? I don't know. Okay.
So when you look at a flat Earth map, you see the distance between these two airports, right?
Well, you have to apply a scale to the southern hemisphere, which you guys don't do. And so if it actually goes along the jet stream, then that still kind of makes sense. I mean, how long are you saying it would take? I want to know. I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know the distance off the top of my head. So if you want to tell me what the difference is.
The distance on the globe is 6,863 miles.
I know. I just looked that up.
The distance on flat Earth would probably be more than 12,000 miles.
Probably be more than 12,000.
Because if you look at
now my turn. You just brought up a good point. My turn.
Hold on, please.
No, dude, you're not going to hold the fucking air, bro. You're not going to hold the air. I got a quick point to make.
I'm not done, Brian. Jesus, please.
I know, bro. You just point after point, asking questions and not letting me answer.
Oh my God.
All I want to do is make
Go ahead.
Let me say this, Brian. Let me say this real fast, Brian. I'm going to have to get out of here. I don't want this guy to think I'm running away from him, because I know that the last couple of times he's brought this up like I'm running away. I'm not running away. You've yet to formulate a specific point of the actual difference in distance, and then try to account for that with jet streams or other paths based on the flat Earth. Of course, I'm not claiming that map, but I will look into it and try to get back to you. I'm going to hang out with my wife now. Peace.
Take it easy, Austin.
Pinpoint asteroids in orbit, then hurl y'all thousands of miles an hour towards it.